Good evening and welcome to episode 60. As always, we will start with our gratitude attitude. So, if you would please gently close your eyes. Take a deep breath. As you exhale, release all the tension from your body. Take another deep breath. As you exhale, let your muscles get loose. Take one more deep breath. This time, completely let yourself go. Now, think of one thing that you're thankful for that happened in the past week. Once you have identified that, think about why you are thankful. And now let's set it free. If you're by yourself, say it out loud what you are thankful for and why. If you're with someone, tell it to each other. Okay. So today we're going to talk about comparing ourselves with other people. We often find ourselves comparing with other people. Deep down, all of us know it's not worth it, but we end up doing it anyway. As Teddy Roosevelt said, comparison is the thief of joy. Today, I thought we'll explore why we compare with others and how to stop doing it. Let's first look at why we compare ourselves with others. Human beings are comparing themselves since the beginning of time. That is how we create a baseline, if you will. One thing, however, you will notice is that we tend to compare ourselves with people who we think are in the same social circle as we are. And that I find quite interesting. I have never met anyone who compares themselves with Elon Musk or Jeff Bezos. Never, right? It's always their friends and their neighbors. Our brain is hardwired in a certain way, and that is what triggers comparison. It happens within a fraction of a second, right? To research this material, I ended up speaking with a psychologist friend of mine, and he had something interesting to say. He believed that comparison comes from an inherent sense of inadequacy. Deep down, you feel that you are not enough. This sense of inadequacy is usually rooted in our upbringing or some incident that may have happened. It's been living with us for a long time. So, if you really want to figure out what's going on, next time you compare yourself with someone else, and when your anxiety triggers, what your thoughts and see what is coming up. Often, these thoughts have no basis in truth. It is just something we made up, but it's been there so long that it becomes our truth, if you will, right? If you repeat the same thing over and over, people will believe it. In this case, same thoughts over and over, you yourself start believing in it. And one thing to note is the comparison is not healthy. It can make us anxious and otherwise put you in a negative loop. Once you get into a habit of anxious living, it also begins to affect our relationships. It affects your closest relationship with your loved ones, but also your relationship with people you compare yourself with. You'll eventually begin to resent those people with who you compare yourselves. So now that we know where the comparison is coming from and what kind of negative effect it can have on our well-being, let's look at how best to stop comparing yourselves with others. This is the voice within your head, if you will. And contrary to what you may have heard, according to my psychologist friend, it is good to listen to the voices or thoughts in your head. Once you learn to listen to them, you will know your inner critic. This is the voice that is making you miserable. The next thing is to realize is that when you are comparing yourself with someone else, you are comparing their best version, if you will, right? You don't know what goes in their life. You know what they have projected outwardly, for sure. Sometimes you only know what you see on their social media feed. And trust me, never believe what you see on social media. So if you have to compare, if you must compare yourself with someone, compare yourself with your past self. See where you are and how far you have come. This allows us to realize abundance in our life. It also allows us to realize our own strengths. Hopefully, it will make you take actions that speak to your strengths as opposed to someone else's strength, right? When we compare ourselves, we are looking at their strongest points. You want to look at your own strongest point. Another way to stop yourself from comparing is something we talked here a lot. We start every session with a gratitude attitude. If you are grateful for what you have and truly practice that, you will not feel need to compare. Gratitude allows us to be joyful. And joyful people tend not to compare themselves with other people. One other way that helps in this situation is contentment. Again, we talked about this a lot. If you are content with what you have, then there is no reason for comparison. Also, remind yourself that money doesn't buy happiness. It never did. It never will. And the last thing I would say is to stop doing shoulda, woulda, coulda. The past is the past. If you feel that you lost opportunities in the past, stop dwelling over those and look for opportunities that may be in front of you. Because when we are dwelling in the past, we miss what is right in the front of you. That's the best way I know how to stop comparing with other people. So I hope this helps. Today, we're going to try Savasana meditation. So if you can, please lie down on a flat surface. I'll give you a few seconds to do that. We'll place our hands on our side, palms up, and let's practice diaphragmatic breathing. So as you breathe in, your stomach should expand all the way as if your chest gets air. As you breathe out, use your muscles to pull your stomach back as if you're trying to touch your spine with your stomach. So let's do that a few times. Take a deep breath. Feel your stomach expand. As you breathe out, contract your tummy. Take another deep breath. Let the air in. Hold and breathe out. Continue to breathe out. Keep pushing your tummy. Your exhale should be just a little bit longer than your inhales. Take another deep breath. As you breathe out, completely relax yourself. Bring your attention to your feet. Notice any sensation or pain you may have in your feet. Just notice it. No need to do anything. Move your attention to your ankles. See if there is anything unusual. Keep your focus there for a little while. Bring your attention to your calf area. See what you feel. Move your focus to your knees. Feel any pain you may have in your knees. And just acknowledge it. No need to do anything. Bring your attention to your thighs. Notice any sensation. Move your focus to your hips. What do you notice? What do you feel? Bring your attention to your lower back. See if there is any stress. Bring your focus to your abdominal area. Notice anything unusual. Just observe. Bring your attention to your heart. Just listen. Bring your attention to your upper back. Notice any stress or tension. Move your focus to your chest. Notice what you feel. Bring your attention to your shoulders. See if you feel any tension. Move your focus to your throat. Bring your attention to your face. Focus on your eyes. Bring your attention to your forehead. When you're ready, gently open your eyes. Go ahead, Prema.
Oh, that's no questions, but just an observation on comparison and social media making it so worse. Right? I mean, we have this talk with
Yeah,
Ashby. Uh, she's not on Insta or anything yet, but some of her friends are, and she keeps going, "Oh, she's so cool. People follow her, or they're always happy. They're always vacationing,
that's right.
always
And
doing
always that
things
fake
right."
smile, right?
Yeah.
And
So
that makes it challenging for parenting, I'm sure, right? Because these kids have an impressionable age,
yeah.
and you know they don't realize that there's nothing behind this facade. It's just a facade, right?
Yeah, that's that. They don't have that rationale to make the
Exactly. I mean, adults
difference.
don't have it, right? I mean,
Yeah, yeah,
none of us know what's going on in someone else's life,
yeah.
right?
That's why we always tell her, don't judge anybody by their destination. You don't know their journey.
Exactly, exactly. And that's the thing, right? I mean, we know what they want us to know, and
Yeah,
that's about it. Right?
yeah.
I actually interesting. I had this discussion with an IRS agent. Um, our company was audited about 20 years ago.
Yeah.
Okay, uh, maybe 15. Anyway, so the IRS agent comes to my office. My CPA is there, and I said, "What brings you here? What flagged?" Because I say, I'm going to give you keys to my accounts drawer, and you can have at it. Anything you want, you can have it. No questions asked. We won't stop you 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. But I said,
Mhm.
I just want to know what brought you here. And he says, I went on your website, and it feels like you should be 100 times bigger than your uh, return show.
Mm.
And I said, buddy, I'm competing with IBMs of the world. So I have to make it look big, but don't believe everything you see on the internet.
Yeah,
Right? So
yeah,
they know what you want them to know. That's
yeah,
the problem,
yeah.
right?
That's the thing. Yeah,
and it's a challenge, especially when adults are struggling. For kids, it's a big challenge.
And also your point about could have, should have. I mean, I'll tell you, we all go through this, right? When something bad happens, especially, you just keep harping over it, like, oh, I could have done this a little different. I should have done this a
Yeah.
little different. So I had a close friend who got into an accident and the car got totaled.
Yeah.
Fortunately, nothing happened to it. Like,
Right.
just, yeah, airbags came up. Nothing happened to it.
Sure.
And for a, this was a while ago, but for a long time, every time something comes up, he's like, "Oh, that split second, I could have done this, I should have done this." I'm like, dude, just get over it.
Yeah. Yeah.
And this could have, should have, permutation, combination, it's just,
It will kill you
yeah,
internally, right? It will destroy you. And
yeah,
I lived my life with one simple rule, that I made the best decision at the time, and that's all I could have done,
yeah,
right? I mean, yeah, there was a lousy decision looking back, but I didn't have the luxury of looking back at the time,
yeah, yeah,
right?
yep,
So no, you're absolutely right. So, but we'll get there.
yeah.
So, well, I'm going to stop